Hi everyone. Let's start. Today I'll talk about. My name is Roy, and this is my first um, release audio or video um, based on my studies in Masters in Cybersecurity at GCU. So I'm going to talk about data mobility and security. So let's talk about data at rest, data in use, and data in transit. Data in transit is data in use. Let's start with is data that is sitting in a repository or in the storage, just like data sitting on the shelves or on cabinets. Data in at rest in the digital world is data that sits in the disk, memory, or physical storage. Data in use is data that is being read, processed, or transformed. So the writings of on the data and reading all of those are data that's being used. Data in transit is data, uh, for instance, for the physical world, data that's being mailed out or data that is transported by a courier is it's a data in transit. And for the digital world, I'll put it as data that's moving across a network or through the internet from one end to another. So let's look at ways whereby uh, the adversities of keeping data unsecured. The main thing I will talk about it is the main thing that will occur as an adversity is data breach. And before we start with integrity, availability, and confidentiality of data are major components of keeping data in inferential integrity. So, data management using quantitative and qualitative risk assessment and analysis will actually give us a way through on how we want to secure our data. So, in a case of a data breach, an organization may have loss of data, uh, disclosure of sensitive data, and consequences of it, which may be uh, malwares like ransomware, spyware, spam, web app attacks, network sniffing, mobile app attacks, and what have you. So beware. So for us to protect data and keep it secure, we need to do certain things like encryption, where we encode with a key, do masking, for instance, masking data, sensitive data, we can mask, we can randomize the numbers, and the system will actually know how to do that. The computer has algorithms to do that. Um, we also have like masking some characters of an information uh, like social security number. And where necessary, we need to delete uh, information that is not used or is not needed in our systems. So to do that, we ensure that authentication is also used, and why not bring in multi-factor authentication. So apart from these measures, I would like to talk about data cryptography, which are of two types. The symmetric and asymmetric algorithm are use cases of data cryptography. The symmetric type actually has uh, a private key shared amongst parties that access the data, and they use it to encrypt or decrypt the data. So it's actually safe in the fact that it's secret, the keys are secret and are kept secret. And the disadvantage of it is that if the key is cracked or picked by a malefactor or um, a malicious actor, they can easily break through and decrypt the data, and that can cause issues within an organization. So for asymmetric kind of algorithm, we have it as getting a public key and a private key, which is a pair, and the public key is shared amongst all those that access that data, and then each account has its own private key. Uh, with that algorithm, the system knows that those keys belong to the same public key and can share the data to that key to decrypt. So, in combination of the two, we have the hybrid cryptography, which actually takes account of using the advantages of both, like using the strong saving components of the symmetric key, which is more secretive than asymmetric key, and decrypting in encrypting data, and using asymmetric key to encrypt the symmetric key, and then the asymmetric key sends it over to the participants automatically and faster, and then they can use the asymmetric key um, to decrypt the the symmetric key, and then use the symmetric key to decrypt the data, and then they consume the data. That's one way. So another way, in that is a combination of both. So I would say that to do that, we have all other ways to do cryptography, and the methods that I would love to mention here. Uh, I'll start with symmetric methods. It uses three DES, AES, ID, EA, Blowfish, Two Fish, RCA4, RC5, RC6, and CAS. So, in case we want to encrypt data address or data that isn't being used, we can use some of these keys. I would recommend even using transparent data encryption, as well as AES key that I've used to encrypt data address. So for the asymmetric methods, I'll go with RSA, Gamma, ECC, Knaprak, DSA, and zero knowledge proof. And with these, I will go also to uh, some cryptographic kind of formats, which include the SSH key, the which is the secure safe host, the secure socket layer also is one way that we can um, encrypt data in motion or data in transit. The IPSEC, which is the Internet Protocol Security, is a way of encrypting data between two systems, and that is a good practice. For web interfaces, we usually use the Hypertext Transport Protocol, and the best I will talk about this is the HTTPS, which has more security, especially for confidential and classified information. So this is it about my topic on cryptography. I hope you enjoyed it, and looking forward to talking to you next time. Have a blessed